Hi, I'm Dan. This is at Midlife Crisis Motorcyclist, and today we're going to ask the question, can learning to ride a bike off-road in the mud and all that actually improve your skills back on the road? Honda thinks it can, and to prove the point, it's invited me here to the Thorpe Off-Road Centre just outside Taunton to try their enduro day and see if it really can make me a better road rider as well. Now, I have to confess my complete and utter ignorance of all things off-road motorcycling, and I hadn't even heard of Dave Thorpe. But it turns out in Honda terms, he's kind of to motocross what John McGuinness is to TT riding, and a three-time motocross world champion back in 1985, 1986 and 1989, riding the pretty fearsome sounding Honda CFR300. That was a two-stroke 500cc machine, a proper beast by all accounts. And Dave was up against, some of the toughest competitors at the time, and the racing was pretty damn hairy. So I think his accomplishments speak for himself. Since then, he's been running this off-road centre where you can try out various different Hondas in a different series of contexts. So you can ride an Africa Twin on a kind of more adventure bike kind of day or two-day trip around Exmoor. You can do a proper motocross day with Dave himself, or you can do this enduro day, which is kind of a bit of all sorts. Suffice to say, if you're going to learn how to ride a bike off-road, Dave and the team are the guys you need. In terms of the bike itself, we're going to be riding this Honda CFR300L, which, now I have to admit, I know diddly squat about off-road motorbikes, and to my eyes, this looks like a motocross bike, doesn't it? Actually, it's not. It's a little bit different. The CFR300L, although there's a whole dedicated range of Honda off-road bikes ranging from the 450s to the 250s all the way down to the 50cc's for the little Groms. They're kind of dedicated proper competition bikes, off-road bikes. The 300L comes from the adventure bike range, so it's sold alongside Africa Twins, the Transalp you'll have seen me ride here before, things like that. The most crucial difference being, of course, that it is road legal. You have it with number plates, indicators, ABS, all the stuff that you need to be able to ride on the road. Beauty of that being, of course, that you can just ride from home out into the countryside to a venue where you're allowed to ride a motorbike like this, enjoy yourself, ride home. No need to load it into the back of a van or put it on the back of a pickup. Or you can just ride it to work and just use it as a normal road bike. It's totally adaptable, and it's been a massive seller since it was first introduced, well, over 10 years ago now. Now, technically, in terms of differences between this and those more serious off-road machines, the main one is that it has a steel rather than aluminium frame. It's still a pretty light bike at 142 kilos, but just for context, a CRF250R, which is the full-on motocross version, that weighs just 102 kilos. So quite a big difference in those terms. The engine is a 286cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled four-stroke, 27 horsepower, 27 newton meters of torque. That's a little bit more mellow, again, than the dedicated off-road machines, but should be enough to be going on with. Got a 21-inch wheel at the front, 18 at the back. That's a pretty common off-road format, and it's certainly got all the kit. Check out these massive upside-down forks, 260mm of travel there. That's a lot. 260mm travel at the back as well via a monoshock and ProLink setup, and it really is good to go. I can't wait to give it a run out on the trails here. In terms of myself, well, I've got these faintly ridiculous City Enduro boots that I borrowed off a mate. And having put them on, it kind of feels like you skip the whole tiresome braking leg bit and go straight to wearing a plaster cast. But yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen. Under my trousers here, I've got some knee pads, I've got a chest protector, open face helmet, moto goggles, all that kind of stuff. So literally all the gear, and literally no idea whatsoever. What could possibly? So, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing, and I have naff knowledge of what I'm doing here. Just to bring you up to speed of where we're at, we've had a sort of lap of the facility, and now our instructor's given us a kind of short course to repeatable obstacles, so we can just get our eye in and he'll pull us over and give us pointers as and when. But there is quite a lot to take in now. I will point out that although this is my first time riding a motorbike off-road, I do a lot of mountain biking, and I don't know if that's actually going to help me or not, because although I'm obviously comfortable being on two wheels in the dirt, some of the techniques and things like that are very different. The biggest thing I'm having to unlearn obviously is my left hand on a mountain bike. That's obviously my back brake, so every time I come up to a corner I'm going for my left hand, but that's obviously releasing the clutch, which is the worst thing I can be doing. So there we go. Now we got a corner. One of the things we've been told is weight forwards. There we go, that works. And one of the differences between riding on the dirt and riding on the road is that we've had it explained to us on the road, where you kind of hang off the inside of a bike on a corner. In the dirt, you're kind of laying the bike down and standing up, letting those side knobs on the tyres really dig into the dirt. So try that again, sit down. He said go all the way forward. Yeah. He said you need to sit way further forward than you would think, than you would expect. And that's an instinct. He said you could see the road riders doing it, not confident about sitting forward and weighting up that front tyre, because without weight on it you ain't going to turn. So here we go, inside, leg out, a bit of power. Yeah. Good, better. Okay, so we started out by saying, what can you learn as a road rider by riding in the dirt, when some of the techniques actually seem a bit different. So smoothness of power is one of the main things. Being smooth on the throttle, and yeah, I cocked that up, didn't I? Smoothness with the throttle, having the courage of your convictions on a hill like this, staying on the gas, not worrying if the bike moves around underneath you, right, like it did just there. Stick with it. Yeah, ride it out. There we go. So weight forwards, leg out, power, 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 power. Yes, nice. There we go. So yeah, consistency, smoothness, weight transfer. So keeping that front wheel weighted up in the corners. Planning. Here we got a rut. Aim for one rut. Stay with it. Don't change. So I will say this is really physical. I've only been doing it a couple of hours so far, but it is. There we go. That seems to happen quite a lot. So just going to squeeze up the inside of him. Woo! We've got our power there. So on these uphill bits, standing up, so that's something I'm familiar with from the mountain bike. Standing up on the pedals, letting the bike move around underneath me. And it's funny, you know, I'm going down here at what, 30 miles an hour, and I'm feeling quite nervous, but on a mountain bike I'd be happy as Larry on this, I wouldn't be nervous at all. But I've got 140 kilos of enduro bike underneath me. Right, sit down, weights up the front, in we go. Yeah, that's the first gear, I didn't want that. So we're doing most of this in second and third gear really. And much like mountain biking, skiing, road riding, all the same. Track driving that I've done a bit of. Got away with that one. It's all about forward planning, as I just demonstrated there. How it can go badly wrong. So pick a rut, commit to it. You see a rut coming up, you see a rock section like this, looking down here, gets a bit off camber on the right. Commit to it, stay right, trust the tyres. There we go. inside line, bit of brake, sit down, power to stabilise, there we go. Nice. What gear am I in? I'm in neutral, that's not going to help. Right, so, bit of a climb coming up here. Now, look up, boggy bit, off camber, stand up, commit, climb coming up, gear, check your gear, throttle application, can't get my words out, steady power, keep it going, go on son, keep it going, go on lad, right. Commitment. Just got to keep it going. Third gear. There we go. Now we're cooking. Yep, I can feel the bike moving around under me, but that's okay. Tight corner, weight down, leg in, inside leg out, whoa, a bit wide. There we go. That was probably because I didn't weight at the front wheel enough. So here we go again. Tighter corner, weight forwards. There, it makes a massive difference. Getting that weight forwards. Third gear. Commit to a rut. I'm going for this middle one. Don't cross rut like I did in that previous bit. Steady on the power, standing up. Keep that throttle smooth. Tight corner coming up. Second gear. Move forward. No, that's no gear at all. Try and find a rut to hold. There we go. Big climb. Instructors watching. I think that was carry on. I'm going to carry on. Oh, steady. Smash. It's just good fun. It's really... I'm going to be knackered at the end of this, I can tell you that much. Right, second gear. Second gear, it's in there somewhere. Right, tight corner. So, bit of front brake, bit of back brake together. Pick my line, leg out. Bike sliding, that's okay. Power, power, power. Power, there we go. Right. Now then, don't want to get caught in that cross rut again like I did last time I came round here. So, plan, look ahead. I'm going to take this left rut. What was it went wrong last time? I think I crossed over to the right down here, didn't I? So, I'm going to hold this rut. Now over to the right. Second gear. Sitting down, bit of brake. Catch that inside rut. There we go. That's third, second, third. There we go, third gear. Right, easy tiger. There's a danger you're going to get carried away here. So down into this rocky section, you know, again from the mountain biking. Oh, easy tiger. There we go. You can see how the confidence builds. You know, give me some rocks to ride over. The mountain biker in me saying, go for it. Corner, very different. Still need to respect that. So, right, up the hill, look up, find a rut, steady power, keep it on. Yep, we're good, tight corner, find a rut. Oh, looks like we've got somebody gone up a bank. So there we go. Probably a time to catch breath, but I am properly out of breath. That is knackering. So that's a taste of our first session. I'll pause it there, come back a bit later and see what else we've learnt, but whew, time for a breather. Right, okay, so we've just finished our first session here. The rain's finally stopped. Actually got a half decent view of the hills over here on the edge of Exmoor. I've got to say that was pretty epic. I don't know how much sense you got out of my witterings there, but it's an incredibly physical way of riding, way more demanding than road riding. I think I'm going to be knackered by the end of the day, but that was really, really interesting. Lots of kind of a weird kind of mishmash of principles from my mountain biking and my road motorcycling all kind of mixed into one. Sometimes it came together well, sometimes it absolutely didn't at all, and it nearly went very badly wrong. Put the bike down once on a corner, but other than that, yeah, just I think it's definitely need to stop for a brew, catch breath, digest some of the tips that the instructors have been giving us about always keeping the weight in the front, standing up on the straight, sitting down, sitting forwards in the corners to weight up that front wheel. It makes such a difference. It gives you so much confidence, and then you can just give it a bit of gas just to kind of tighten the line. I think I've just about remembered that my left lever is my clutch and not my brake. As I say, mountain biker's problem, but we're getting there. But what an absolute blast. What an absolute blast. I remain to be convinced what I'm going to take away from this and apply to my road riding, but either way, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so danger zone, it's the last run of the day. What have I learned from this off-roading experience? Well, it's really physical, really physical. But all the techniques our instructor's given us, like this sitting down into the corners, I can feel the front wheel gripping there. Really, the instruction's been absolutely brilliant. We've had loads of really sound advice, keeping your look up, planning your lines, all the stuff that kind of does translate to the road as well. And although some of it is a bit different, the stuff about leaning the bike, not your body, and all that, there's just kind of general good sense, planning ahead, being smooth with the controls, all that kind of stuff, which definitely does translate. And also what this does is it gets you used to the feel of the bike when it starts to slide, which on the road it's only happened to me a couple of times and it's been bloody terrifying, but obviously out here it's just happening all the time, isn't it? So you just have to get used to it, and all of a sudden that sensation of the bike kind of dancing about underneath you. Learning to change gear standing up is another one that I've not done before, so there we go. Oh, that worked alright. Put the bike down there early on, so whoa, look. So what, the ground has changed in the last, we've just been here a day. We've had all sorts of weather, but we've been riding the same trails, but the consistency of the mud has changed a lot, so it's been really difficult kind of reading the conditions and kind of adjusting your riding suit. So cock that up, right mess, getting tired. But I think, even if you're a seasoned road rider, although a lot of it will feel counterintuitive, I think the main thing, like I say, is just that feel for the bike moving around underneath you, which, unless you're some sort of bloody hero on the road, very rarely happens. So, but here, there we go, tyres biting, yeah! That's what it's about. And probably I'll drop it on this corner now, having been all pleased with myself, but the last blast back to the... I can't praise the instructors enough. They've been super patient. What gear am I in there? There we go, right, third. That'll do. Super patient, really clear with their instructions. The bike's been great as well. Really friendly, really forgiving. Just feels like it can take so much punishment. Probably more than I can, to be fair. I was going to have a go on the RZ, the proper enduro bike, but I was warned that was a completely different kettle of fish and a bit more scary, so I think second gear, leg out, a bit of throttle, go on, yeah, yeah, this feels quite fast enough, thank you very much, compared with the more hardcore an RZ, this C300L. And as I say at the beginning, the beauty with this bike is you can ride it home. So if you live somewhere where there's off-road that you can legally do, You can just do everything on this bike. What an absolute giggle. And only a couple of little slithers. Whew. Cup of tea, I think. Cup of tea. So there we go, I managed to survive my final off-road session on this Dave Thorpe Off-Road Centre Enduro Day. How was it? Well, it was hard work, really physical, really hard work. I feel completely beaten up. Obviously I'm used to riding mountain bikes, I'm not scared of going quickly on two wheels on the dirt, but that's a lot different from a mountain bike. Certain skills did transfer, others didn't. Like the back brake, for instance, I kept going for the clutch when I think it was my back brake. Obviously it has the opposite effect, you speed up. Not ideal, it turns out, but we survived, and it was a lot of fun. When we started out, I was asking, can this help you become a better road rider by learning how to ride a bike off-road? I'm not sure, there's a lot to take in. I think certainly the one thing that you do take away from it is the sensation of the bike losing grip and moving around underneath you, which on the road is terrifying, but here is just happening all the time. So you do get a little bit more relaxed about that and learn how to deal with it. So I think from that point of view, definitely worthwhile, but mainly it's just a load of fun. And it's a cracking day out. And I say the guys here at the Dave Thorpe Off-Road Centre, they're just really good, fantastic instructors. They really push you hard, but they really look after you as well. Keep the tuition concise, easy to understand. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. They really looked after us, and it was a fantastic day out. And the bike was great fun as well. Just to say, I felt we could do that all day. So really enjoyed it. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, do the usual kind of like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications about more videos. Plenty more of them coming up, hopefully. Drop me a line in the comments if you want to ask me anything about this day out. Bye for now, and ride safe.